That's
so
another
droll.
thing. Take every chance you get to practice your public speaking, because that's probably the biggest thing I lack in my job is public speaking skills. So can't tell.
I talk to people all the time, but I did a training the other day at the guest house at Graceland, and for some I mean, it's normal to be nervous, but for some reason I was really nervous, and I think it was because I hadn't trained in a hot second, but it was just different, and I could feel that I was off. And so when you don't speak to people often, coming and speaking to people is interesting. You're doing a great job, sweetie. But you too. But it's really just, I love it. And it is like, when you do speak in public a lot, you have to be on all the time. And so I used to be an extrovert, but now I feel like I'm very much introverted because I talk to people all the time and I love it. But then at the end of the day, I'm just like, if anybody, like I put my phone away and people know to not like text me or call me unless they're on fire. Because then I'll answer, but really probably not.
It definitely went from an extrovert to introvert.
Yeah.
It's like
But it's still a good life.
3 years.
Yeah. You had a question, I think.
I was gonna ask, I know you're super excited about the renovations that are coming to the, convention center.
Mhm.
What are your opinions over Tom Lee Park and?
I'm
it's-
just as excited. I think it's gonna be incredible.
So you're for it?
I'm all for it. I think that right now, so Tom Lee Park, if you did not know, all of their Memphis River parks are having a big remodel and everything's gonna be really cool. But Tom Lee is getting a gigantic renovation and it's gonna be awesome. If you haven't looked at it yet, go on their website and look it up. All of the designs and everything are on there, but it's gonna have just more room for people to actually go down to the river. So right now, if you look at the river, there's like a bank that stops you. You can't really go in there. Not that you would, but just the fact that you could, that's gonna be a possibility. There are gonna be designated places for, like during Memphis in May, designated places for Music Fest. Everything's gonna be kind of better. And it's gonna be more open to the public, and it's gonna be more accessible and family friendly and visitor friendly. So there are lots of things that are coming, and I'm probably, if not as excited, because the convention center is gonna look great. I'm really excited about that, but I think Tom Lee is it's gonna change the landscape of Memphis, and it's gonna be really cool.
So you think it will be able to coexist with Memphis in May?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I've heard.
What
otherwise.
about like the years in between when the building is?
So they are currently, they're not starting any renovation on Tom Lee until after Memphis in May this year. And then they will do it, but that takes us through 2020, and they say by 2021, they will have a new park.
So where will be 2020?
I'm not on their thing, so I'm not the person to ask. I just know things, sort of.
So,
Sort of.
what, you had a question?
So it was kind of, this, I heard one of our other speakers was saying that with the renovations, it's gonna add more like greenery and it's gonna take away space from like specifically the barbecue contest. What do you think about that? Cause I heard it's gonna like leave less room.
Well, I mean, you can pretty much set up a barbecue pit anywhere. So there's gonna be like concrete, or they're gonna have those built in, I don't remember what they are, but it's gonna be fine. They've thought about all of that. So go look at the designs and everything, cause it really is cool, and I think that like if you were to see it instead of me just telling you, you would like it.
Do you have like separate times of the year that are easier for both of you? Like,
Just got out of
if
there.
so, what are they?
So for me, like all of our we have year-long projects. They're called Big Rocks, and all their due dates are December 31st. So November to December is like really hectic. October is too, just because there's all kinds of stuff. But this project that I'm on this year actually has a due date in September, and we're already ramping up and getting things done because I've experienced waiting until May to do that. And it's not fun. You end up, because, so I'm a salaried employee, and so I don't get paid overtime, but if you work 8 to 5 and still don't get your job done, that's on you. So it's up to you to determine like when you need to stay late and finish your job.
Yeah, like Quentin was supposed to be at a meeting a few weeks ago, but couldn't come because he didn't finish his job in time.
Yeah.
I was really salty.
Yeah,
It's
by the way, join
Oh,
the
yeah.
alumni group whenever
Join the
you
alumni.
graduate. Yeah.
It's gonna be great. For me, for Welcome to Memphis, our busy times are September and October, sometimes January, April and like really the end of April, getting ready for Memphis in May, and then some Christmas time-ish stuff, and then Memphis tourism, anything Elvis, Music Fest, or Memphis in May, what's the other one? I don't remember, but summertime in general, really all of the peak tourism seasons, because we've just got so many tourists. 11.7 million come to Memphis a year, and they spend $3.3 billion, so it's a really large industry. Yeah, it's really cool, but it really just depends. So like this year is gonna be really big for Memphis and really busy because it's our bicentennial. So 200 years, we're celebrating all kinds of things. It's the end of MLK 50. We've got stuff happening all the time. Last year was still big, but not as big. And it just kind of fluctuates with what's going on and stuff, so.
So with that, a bit of wisdom. If you're a procrastinator like I was, get over that now while you're in college, because as you get into your careers, it's not going to do anything but add more stress to you. I was always in the mindset like, oh, I'll do a better job when I'm under the stress of last minute due date. But as you move through your career, that's not going to look good on you, and it's not going to help your health at all.
You also, so like Quentin's job, you can stay after work, like you can stay, because the building is open. My office, we close at 5, that means the doors are locked at 5. So like if you're not done,
Can you manage your time?
sorry about it, you gotta go. Yeah, you've got to manage your time really well. And there are some days that I wish that I could stay and work late, because it's just one more thing. And I'm on this project now, I shouldn't have started it, because I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to finish it, but I really want to. Can't stay, so I need to finish it tomorrow, but some places you have that luxury and some you don't. So finding out like how your office works or how your company works is also a thing that you have to think about and figure out. But it's cool.
Are your all's coworkers around your age, or are they
No.
all over the place?
Sorry.
No.
No.
Mine's kind of young for, I don't know, I feel like there's more people my age getting hired every day at Hilton, but mostly in their like 30s to 40s, but yeah, I'm the baby of the team, so.
Tony's not?
Not tons of work.
What? Crazy. I am one of the youngest in my office by about 40 years.
Oh,
Yeah, so like,
Get this on tape.
oh no, don't. Yeah, I work with some older adults. Not like old people, obviously, but, you know.
So I think I know what you're getting at. When I was at the front desk, it was a bunch of young people my age, and I felt like I had, I wouldn't be able to work with a bunch of old people. Well, now that I'm working with people older than me, you just kind of mesh with the personalities you're gonna mesh with. I always thought like it'd be weird working with a bunch of people who could be my parents, but it's not, and you end up, I don't know, I was always brought up to say yes sir, no ma'am, or no, yes, no sir, I don't know. Anyways,
All of them.
all of them, and you kind of quickly have to drop that because you look like a little kid
Yeah.
in the office.
And then I
You
always
just
call
get- you just get
people
more
like by
comfortable.
their last name.
Yeah.
Like I would say Mr.
Mr. Roan.
But in
Well,
the-
that's-
Do that now.
That's
but-
respectful.
respectful.
But in the
Yeah.
workplace, you're all first name basis.
Oh, you're all first name basis, yeah, for sure.
And if you don't, it's gonna be, they're gonna see that as kind of weird, so you're almost putting Like, if I was, to my boss, if I said, hey, Mr. Dowdy, he's gonna be like, well, that's weird, why is this, new guy call me by my last name, and he's never gonna call me by my first name. It just puts, like a barrier between your work relationship, if that makes sense.
My mom and dad asked, so I work for Kevin Kane. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but Mr.
His
or
face is
whatever.
everywhere.
His face is everywhere. But I work for him, and my mom and dad were like, are you gonna call him, Mr. Kane? And I was like, probably not. Probably not at all. And I don't, at all. I just call him Kevin. Kev. Sometimes. But it's
There's a
just-
workplace custom,
Yeah.
and you'll
get used to it.
you'll all fit in somehow,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Yeah. And it helps if you, like, I grew up with older adults because my parents are older people, not older, but like, they were always older than my friends' parents. And so I was around older people pretty much my whole life. And so it was just easy for me to transition into that. But if it's something that you're worried about, go and hang out with some people who are older than you. And not like our age. I mean, you can, come on. But go hang out with people who are older than you so that you're more comfortable with that. Because once you get in the workplace, like, yeah, a lot of people our age are getting hired now. But there will still be those older folks, and so you'll have to work with them at some point. You and then you.
Any tips for taking constructive criticism?
Take it.
Do it, yeah.
And don't cry.
No, seriously, don't,
Don't I always invite it, and I know that
Yeah.
sounds so lame, but I really do, because I wanna be a better worker. I want to be a better me.